Do you feel like IU, after their win last night, has turned a corner?
Yeah, I think IU. I think they turned the corner when they got up 16 in that first half against Nebraska.
Hmm.
I think that showed them that they can compete if they play the right way. That shows them that you guard, you play hard, you move the ball offensively, you're gonna have a chance. And I don't know if you guys remember in that game, it was a close game until Tucker DeVries goes out with that foul trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that changed the complexion of the game. Nebraska goes on a run. So that showed you if they just put it together. But that's been Indiana's thing all season. To me, it's been you go back to what was that non-conference game they played in Assembly Hall. They up about 20, 30 at halftime, and then team makes a run in the second half and makes it a game. Indiana's thing has been not playing two halves. So I
Yeah.
think now they're starting to be able to put together two halves of basketball. And being able to go out and beat Purdue, that was big time. And then following it up with the win on the road that you almost gave away. I thought it was big. I thought it like even in them upper conference, getting them to 5-5. Now they have a real shot to get to the tournament. But then also a big thing about Indiana up to this point, it was kind of feast or famine for Lamar Wilkerson. Lamar play well, you have a chance. And we
Yeah.
were all kind of wondering, we may still be wondering, like, is Tucker really that guy in a sense? So who else could be of help? And when Tayton goes down, you don't know, but Lamar and Tucker, I think, go 10 for 30 last night. You think you lose that game, you go on the road. But
Yeah.
but Reed Bailey and
Hmm.
Nick Dorn, I think they
Yeah.
combined for what, 650, 55?
Yeah.
So when you got other guys that can step up, and now they're starting to see that. Nick Dorn's been playing really, really good. So now I think they really have a chance to get to the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was at the expense of our Purdue Boilermakers. I wanted to get your thoughts on that game too. I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, what's your scale on the panic meter for Purdue Boilermakers?
I mean, it's not that crazy for me. As far as wins or losses, I'm not really messed up by the loss. My thing is how they lost.
Yeah.
And you just don't expect a team with three seniors that's won almost probably over 100 games together. And then you add in Oscar Clough, another fifth-year guy. You get a real pro. Like, Omar's not a normal freshman. Omar's a pro. He's been in tough environments. So, like, you get this team and then they get punked. I didn't expect that. If you'd have told me Indiana knocked down a lot of threes, Tucker went crazy, Lamar went crazy, I get it. But, like,
Right.
to go out on the road and get punked after losing two in a row, shocking. So, like,
Yeah.
my panic meter on the leadership, the lack of there, I would say is really high. Like, they had it, you could see it in the Indiana game. It was the first time that I've seen this group start to drop their heads, start to look soft in the face. You see that look in some dude's eyes like they don't want it. So I thought that was crazy. I thought Indiana was tougher. Like, Indiana didn't do anything like or they just punked them.
Right.
It
Yeah.
was crazy. So I look at Purdue and I just see something that they got to get back to playing hard. And I think they've run into some things roster construction wise that I think has hurt them. I think a couple things. TKR may just be a five in a four-man's body. Like, we see it all the
Yeah.
time with guards. We always see that point guard that shoots too much, but it's really a shooting guard, just small.
Yep.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, like,
Yep.
Right.
that's who TK is, and I think him and Oscar, they hadn't been able to play well offensively together and kind of coexist in games like the Indiana game or games like that UCLA game. When it's close, you need 20 from TKR, and he
Hmm.
couldn't get 20 with Oscar. So
Yeah.
now they went small, put TK at the five, played Jack a little bit more. I think you may see that a little bit. I think maybe Daniel Jacobson, his minutes takes a turn, but it's that. But then for me, like, I go back to it. Offense is what it is. Like, it is what it is. But at Purdue, it's always about
Yeah.
defense. This team, they just didn't guard. It sucks to watch a team just struggle to continue to guard. So, and then all the fans thought Daniel would change things, but it's no rim protection for blow-bys, or
Yeah.
lack of closeout. So
Yeah.
I'm more worried about their leadership in the locker room more so than the loss to Indiana, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, you've been in a Purdue locker room, with Matt Painter. What is he saying to that team? What's he saying to that leadership? to try and help turn things around. You've heard probably what he's been saying. What's he saying?
I mean, listen to that press conference after the Indiana game.
Yeah.
You hadn't seen paint like that in 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, so I know what that locker room situation looked like after the game.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's any paint on the wall still. So and two,
yeah,
and I'm close to the program, but I'm not there every day. I don't think he's had to do that to these guys.
Yeah.
In that real of a moment, like it's those guys that have kind of been just kind of sailing through. They've been on the up and up, and those guys those guys never been benched for not playing defense because they couldn't be benched for not playing defense. And I think Paint's at that point. And that's a great point for Paint to be at because I love Paint. He's like an uncle to me. Like his sister's like a big sister, big auntie to me or whatever you want to call it. But at some point, he got soft to those dudes. And winning can do that to you. So I think this week was a coming to Jesus moment in that locker room, and you hear Braden Smith talk about they had a team meeting and all that good stuff. I had a team meeting with my former teammate PJ Thompson. Like we talked for like an hour and a half. I talked to Coach Brantley. Those dudes are trying to figure it out. But I think coaches can't guard people. Like I try to tell PJ, those dudes got to guard. Like me, when PJ Thompson was a freshman and I was a junior, we all had iPads. I would make the team watch film individually on their iPads, and I would check to see if they watched. I was a bad leader sometimes, but it's that important because if you are slow-footed, like Dakota Mathias was slow, unathletic, didn't move well, but he watched the film, he understood the angles, and if I'm out of position, but I hear the player, this is what we used to be good at. We would know the play calls, or we would know the signals, or we would know the setups. Even in walkthrough, you should know the setups to where if my guy goes here, he's normally going to do this.
Yeah.
How are you messing that up as a senior? Because those sophomores and those freshmen, Jakari, CJ, they're playing hard. They're trying. Jack's trying. So, like, those younger guys are carrying their weight. It's those older guys. They got to be better on both ends. So, I'm curious to see how they play against Maryland. Stats out the window. I just want to see them play hard. I think this week they were challenged to play hard in practice. I think defensively it's going to be big, but I'm more so getting Purdue back to Purdue and not this new school pretty shit.
Got you. Yeah. Unfortunately, as we started the show, as my co-host is an IU fan, he has his IU pullover on, so I got to deal with this on every once in a while basis. But you being a player that played against IU and I believe has a winning record against IU, what are some of your best memories in a Purdue versus IU matchup?
Oh man, it's nothing like winning at Assembly Hall. Like I mean, it was. I can still remember the moment. It's like a couple minutes left. I think we're up by 1. Payne calls a timeout. He draws up a play, sideline out of bounds, get me to my right hand, boom, bucket. And like the crowd goes quiet. And then in the very next play, like the very next time we going down, I think it's like 6 something, 2-point game. I get Robert Johnson on the drive, straight line drive right hand, bucket, game over. And like stuff like that, that's big time. I mean, John Nocte is baptizing the masses, and then the very next play, see, John Nocte is stole us. So like, it should be a 2-play remembrance.
Yeah.
John Nocte goes to dunk on Colin Hartman. The very next play, I get a steal, but my leg kind of like drops out. I should have dunked it, but I laid it up. But that 4-0 run, they always just take out my part and give John the credit. But but no, that moment I remember at IU. That was the game, and that also is that's the same game I got at the end. So actually, that's the same game. But I remember it at that timeout. Well, after I got that layup, Coach Payne said, he said stop. He said like we're thinking he gonna drop something. He thinking ooh. He said wait, stop. Listen. He said listen to that shit. Listen. And we just started. We was like, what is he talking about? And then next you know it clicked. And just the arena was silent. And like we could hear each other. It was quiet. We were loud. It was like, that was fire. That was a crazy moment because you got 17,000 on top of you that was all talking before the game. It was loud in here. the last time we were in that arena, we got beat by 40 by Cody Zeller and those guys. So like that was a really, and we were both good that year. Like that was James Blackman, Yogi, and those dudes. So like that was fun. And then my next favorite moment, I know I'm being long-winded, but at Mackey, we were playing, and we were another close game. Might have been that same year. Yeah, because we swept them. It's that same year, and my brother's in the crowd. My brother's an Indiana alum, and he's in the crowd, and I'm having a good game. And like he's an Indiana guy. Like it don't matter. Like it's Indiana. He might have bet on the game. So like I see him in the crowd. I got Colin Hartman. I dribble him up, and I shoot a 3, and I hit it. And then I look at him, and then I just start jumping up and down because I knew we won. So like that was a cool one too. But that rivalry is always dope. Cool. That sophomore year we both sucked. We finished last place. They didn't make the tournament. Like, and we beat them at Purdue. The crowd act like we won the Big Ten championship. So like that rivalry is always fun. When I first came into Purdue, I had never played against Indiana, but this is my first day on campus. My freshman year, my first day on campus. Coach Paint is the workout. We like, all right, we get to go home. He said, no, line that shit up. Line it up. We say, all right, we got a sprint, maybe 2 sprints. This man says double suicide in a minute and 2 seconds because we don't lose to Indiana. I look at Jay Simpson. I look at him. I said, we wasn't even here. And then we lined it up, and we ran double suicides. Dude didn't make it. We had to do another one because we don't lose Indiana. So like it's a serious rivalry. I love how Pate takes it serious, and it's good to see it get back going again.
Oh, for sure, man. Great stories there. Because I mean, I think the crowd, and I think both coaches, spoke to it in post game. The crowd makes all the difference late in that game, and Assembly was definitely obviously rocking towards the end of that game, and that's I think probably made a huge difference. Just kind of overall general Big Ten picture here before we let you go. How many teams? Because looking at projection right now, according to ESPN, 11 teams can make the NCAA tournament. Rapheal, you still there? Kind of cut out. Okay, you're good.
My bad. I got you.
No, you're good. Just overall, Big Ten, according to ESPN right now, 11 teams, or according to bracketology, are in the tournament. But I want to know, how many of those teams do you believe can actually, make a deep run, can make a Final Four run? Obviously, there's probably just a handful, but who are those teams in your mind that can make a deep run into the Final Four?
I think it's 4.5. I think Michigan can win it all. I think Michigan. I mean, we give a lot of credit to Nebraska for how they played. We give a lot of credit for Michigan State to how they came back.
Yep.
Michigan, but it's like we didn't get no credit to Michigan for having 2 top 10 wins.
Like, it's true.
You know what I mean?
It's like we just expect them to.
Yeah. So, and then they didn't shoot it well in either game.
Yeah.
Like they didn't play well, and they still were able to go out there and win. So Michigan's ability to beat you in different ways, and then their ability to just look about this. Nebraska didn't score in the final 3.5 minutes. Michigan State finished the game. Jeremy Fears got a layup at the last second, so I'm not counting that. But Michigan State finished the game 1 for 10. Yep. Their ability to just lock you up with that size, that's their superpower. Some teams beat you with their offense. Michigan's ability to put 5 guys out there that could just suffocate you. And then when you shoot it, you look at Michigan State, one of the better offensive rebounds team in the country. Only has 6 second chance points. They're just too big. So Michigan has that size, athleticism, with the talent. They got a bunch of pros over there that's going to play a long time. So I think they can win it all. I think the way Nebraska plays and their cohesion and their togetherness and the way they scheme on the defensive end, they can win it all, because you're going to have to – Illinois is a team that could beat Nebraska. Illinois will shoot a bunch of threes, but you're going to have to make a bunch of threes to beat Nebraska. So then and then they got guys like Price Sanford. He's not getting the credit for what he's doing right now, and I heard Nick Scousis saying on the broadcast that he reminded him of him, and people gave him crap for it, but he does. He's a similar player. And the numbers are almost identical, and he's a bucket. So last 5 games, he's averaging 23. So, I mean, they got some dudes on that team. Braden Frager's going to be a pro. Rick Mask is they invert their offense. So it's really cool to see that. I think Illinois has a chance. Keen Wagler in March. In March, it's all about pros and guard play.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
Keen Wagler's a lottery pick. And he might be the best point guard. Well, playing like the best point guard in the conference. So, and then you just need those other guys just to make shots. And then Andre is a guy that, given the right matchup, he can go win you a game. So I think Illinois has a unique chance to get to a Final Four. I put Michigan State in there just because they'll will themselves there. This reminds me of
Yeah.
that 2015 team that
Mhm.
didn't really have a star. I don't think that 2015 team had a first team guy. Maybe Brandon Dawson, maybe, but like
Yeah.
he wasn't a star in a sense. So
Nah.
Right.
I look at this team as just like one of those tough teams that'll punk people. Like you look at
Mhm.
those first 5 minutes of that second half, they punked Michigan. Like it almost was like Tom Izzo went in there and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna beat y'all up if y'all don't play hard." And they play hard.
It worked.
So I
Yeah.
look at Michigan State in that realm because Jeremy Fears again in March. You need guard play and 2 games in the. You look at that Rutgers game. No way they should have won that game. He just
Mhm.
willed them back into the game, won the game for him. So you need a guard that can do that. And so I put them in, and then their ability to defend and rebound as well. That helps you in transition. So I put them in that mix, and then I put Purdue in that mix as my 0.5 because you get. I want to see Purdue's play hard meter because that's the thing that those 4 teams have. They
Mhm.
just play hard, and I
Yeah.
think you look at Purdue when it's pretty, they're fine. When the shots are going in, it's good, it's flowing. Offense is great, but like you've got Coach Payne used to always tell us the great teams, the championship teams, they win the games when the shots don't go in. You got to be able to win the games in the 50s and the 60s, the grinded out joints. You got to be able to get stops at the end of a game. And it's shocking. It's almost disappointing that Purdue, being as veteran as they are, they're not at that point yet.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I put them in that mix because it's almost the game I'm looking forward to, honestly, is Purdue, Wisconsin. Because Wisconsin, with their guard play, having 2 guards that can really hoop, they could make a run.
Mhm.
So I'll probably go those 4 or 5. Maybe Wisconsin get to like Elite Eight or Sweet 16, Elite Eight, and then I think that middle. I hope that middle doesn't cannibalize each other because you
Yeah.
got Iowa, Ohio State,
Mhm.
USC, UCLA, and now even Washington and Indiana, where they can eat each other a little bit and hurt each other, if that makes sense. If someone doesn't
Yeah.
really rise to the crop and they just start beating each other, that could hurt. So I think
Mhm.
that group will be interesting to see who pans out. But I think you look at a team like Washington, all that talent they have, and if they could figure it out, they'll be good. Indiana, they could win some games in the tournament. So I think the middle, they're starting to kind of figure it out. But I think those top 5, 6 teams are pretty have really separated themselves.
Mhm.
That's a good deal. Before we let you go, though, I definitely want to let you promote something that you do every Saturday called Crew Life Saturdays. Go
Yeah.
ahead and promote what you do every Saturday called Crew Life Saturdays.
No, I appreciate it. No, that's big time. Yeah, Crew Life Saturdays is it's a big deal to me. Like I'll tell you, Friday night I worked in the studio. I got off at midnight. I drove 4 hours to the snow to get to Crew Life Saturdays, and then was there. Went right back to studio last night because it means that
Mhm.
much. Every Saturday we have about 120 kids that come and hang out with the crew, and the crew is our nonprofit organization. It stands for Community Responsibility, Education, and Will. And we're at the gym we grew up playing at the Fort YMCA, right in the worst neighborhood of the city, right in the where people say you shouldn't maybe go after dark, and it's great. We have a basketball league going right now. Every Saturday we're got kindergartens to 8th graders. It's all free. They get to play and hoop and all that stuff. After basketball, we do flag football on Saturdays. After flag football, we're going into soccer. So it's been a lot of fun. And then our kids because we have a bunch of camps and youth events and college trips. We just took 120 kids to Purdue last fall. But other than that, the kids that graduate out of the program after the 8th grade, they get to come back and work it. So we have our young kids there, and then we have our high school interns working and coaching camp. So that's our and we always get chicken, but that's our Crew Life Saturdays. We hang out with the kids every single Saturday in our neighborhood, and throughout the week we have student study hall and stuff like that. But our Saturdays are a pretty big deal to us. I appreciate you
No,
asking.
Yeah, no problem for sure. That's Rapheal Davis, Big Ten Network analyst, former Southside Archer, former Purdue Boilermaker. Thank you so much for joining the show here, Rapheal.
Oh, no, I appreciate you. Shout out 4-Wayne.